Again, sorry for the clickbaity title, but there's a ton to talk about right now. Now, where do I start? Oh yeah, how about the classics having an actual chance to come back? I'm as surprised as you are, trust me. To explain myself, Rovio's community lead, Buck, sent out a survey in Rovio Gaming, which is Rovio's official Discord server by the way, to explore which Angry Birds games people would be interested to see on modern platforms such as Steam, PS5 and Switch, with a core focus on Switch. And while nothing is set in stone, no promises, also known as don't expect anything. And which games take up the bulk of the list? The classic games. Classic, Space, Bad Piggies, Go, Epic. Oh yeah, and the modern games too, like AB2, Bounce, Dream Blast for some reason, and more. This is really interesting, as back in 2023, Buck said that Rovio knows that fans want the classics back, but the classics need to not negatively affect our live games for that to happen. And you know what? This would probably be the perfect way to solve that issue. If they can't come back on mobile, bring them back on consoles and PC for a new audience, and your older audience who would be willing to invest in premium titles. And it does look like we could actually see developments around new console or PC ports happen soon, as Rovio Toronto, who are the developers of AB Bounce on Apple Arcade, currently have a position open for a senior game developer to build the next unannounced Angry Birds hit. And in terms of the skills they're looking for from applicants, there's one very interesting bullet point that sticks out. Experience porting games to Nintendo Switch. This very likely means that Rovio are already looking into console ports, and are going to test the waters for future non-mobile ports with either a new game, or possibly a port of AB Bounce on Switch, considering the Apple APIs I mentioned. Now then, it's time for the part of the video where I go completely delusional. Yippee! Well, if this hypothetical port or new game, whatever it is, does well, and Rovio decides to port more games to Switch or other platforms, it's obvious to either go with a classic game, or maybe with AB Reloaded if possible. If they go with a classic game, realistically they're probably gonna port Rovio Classics Angry Birds to Switch instead of porting over the original game as it was. Now let's say that does well too. That could lead to two possibilities: a new remake of AB Seasons or AB Space, or a port of AB Epic or AB Go. If I had to guess, a port of Epic would be made since that's probably easy and they can just pay a camera to do it. And if these ports continue to do well, then Seasons will be remade, then Space, and so on. Pretty much, if this works out, I do think there is a genuine possibility we could finally see the classics returning, and also in a form where modern mobile monetization cannot taint them and ruin what made them amazing games in the first place. In terms of my wishes, for one, if Arcab comes to Switch instead of AB Classic, please actually fix its glaring issues. Improve the physics, fix the levels that were very clearly remade from just watching YouTube videos and using the same tool used to import levels from the classics into Reloaded. And maybe if we're feeling really lucky, add in Bad Piggies, Red's Mighty Feathers, and Short Fuse, or if we're pushing it, every episode available for AB Classics removal. If Seasons comes back on consoles and PC with a new remake too, I only would really want everything up until around 2014, although I wouldn't mind having the later episodes from 2015 and 2016, and I would want episode locks removed entirely, same with bird coins and the like. When it comes to Space, I have a really small amount of expectations considering the entire game was made and Reloaded. Just make Danger Zone accessible to everyone and we're fine. For Go, just use Turbo Edition. For anyone not in the know, AB Go Turbo Edition was a hatch-exclusive version of AB Go based on late version 1.0, which also had microtransactions completely removed. For Epic, I'll be honest, I don't care about this game that much, but just rebalance the game and remove its microtransactions, maybe the Golden Pig Machine too, and have events run offline. And Bad Piggies is already perfect. Just make Field of Dreams free and remove the loot boxes. That's basically all I have to say, so like, subscribe,